Forget about trying to play all over the fretboard. Do this instead. Hi, this is David. Welcome to this channel, which is all about helping you unlock your musical personality on the instrument. This is not a channel where you're going to learn licks and scales and things like that. Well, a little bit of that, but always with the focus of telling your own musical story and taking these concepts and developing them into something very personal. All right, we're gonna work in the key of G. We have a backing track here, traditional blues in G minor pentatonic. You can download this backing track in the charts below, completely free. And we're really going to focus on a very narrow area of the fretboard. Why would we do that? Well, we're doing that so that we can be intimately acquainted with the character of every single note that we're going to play. With that intimate knowledge of the feeling that these notes are going to give, we'll be able to take that and really tell the story that we want to tell on the instrument. That is the zone of the fretboard we're going to use between frets 3 and 6. We're in G minor pentatonic. Here's that scale right here. You know it, right? If not, that's fine. Charts are below. Very narrow area of the fretboard, right? So we only cover 4 frets here. We're going to narrow this down even more. We're going to narrow this down to maybe 3 strings. We'll take the 4th string, the 3rd, and the 2nd. That's it. So we really have 6 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I play these 6 notes over this backing track, they're all going to work, of course, and we do have the full scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with an additional note here, so 6 notes to choose from. And typically when we play, if we have the full position, we might be tempted to rely on things like like that, right? Not today, because we're really limiting ourselves. So licks that you might have learned before are out of the window. Now you might think, this is very limiting for myself. What am I gonna do? What kind of licks can I build with these 6 notes? Well, quite a few. Not only can you build quite a few licks, but you can say these licks in a lot of different ways, and that's really what we're gonna focus on here today. All right, so I want you to imagine that a lick is a word. Put one lick next to the next, you will have something a little bit developed. You'll have a sentence. Put one sentence next to the next, you will have a paragraph, a story, something that you can tell. Now, a story can be said in a lot of different ways. Mary had a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. Same story, 3 different ways of saying that, and I could go on and on and on and on. Imagination will really help you do that. So let's come up with a simple word using these 6 notes. How about this one? So simple. I'm only using 3 pitches here. That's my first pitch. Here's my second one. Back to the first pitch. My 3rd pitch. And then that's all I'm using, right? Sing that. Sing it first and then sing it and play it over the backing track. So this is the track, and we're going to try to sing that word or that lick. Let's do it again. Okay, one more time. Stop there. You're now an actor. You learned your lines, your line in this case, your lick, your word. Now I want you to act out this word as if you were in a cave. You know that in that cave, there is a huge monster that is gonna pop out of nowhere and attack you if he hears you. And you are telling your wife or your husband that there's a monster there, but you need to do it quietly. Okay, whatever, let's give it a try. We're gonna try that without the backing track, and because I don't want the monster to hear me, I'm gonna take my volume and lower it down just a little bit. I wanna be really subtle here. I'm gonna say that to my spouse. Really quietly, right? Well, there's a problem though. This is not a monologue. No, you're acting out this sentence with other people with this, actually. So go ahead, let's try that again. I don't think the monster heard us. But your wife didn't hear you, or your husband didn't hear you. Say it again. Stop. That is pretty good. Let's try one more thing. Same exact lines, but this time you are in a valley. And all the way up there, your friend is standing on a cliff. Behind your friend, a bear is coming. You need to warn your friend with the same exact line. Let's give it a try. Hey, he didn't hear you. You need to say that again. What? What do you say? You're getting a little annoyed here. Stop. Your friend's been eaten by the bear. You tried. Anyways, you get the idea, right? Now, this sense of development with the acting out thing on the same exact line is very hard to do if you're focusing on playing all over the fretboard. Now, I'm not saying that combining all the positions together in order to play all over the fretboard is a bad thing. Not at all. It will give you more options, more possible vocabulary to expand, but you really need to start with simple sentences in order to extract from a word the different essences, essence, the different, you know what I mean, right? You need to do that. Now, there are other benefits of really narrowing things down, because now we can look at different notes that are really going to color your word. See, I don't know if you noticed this, but in Western music, which is what we're dealing with here, where music is tuned into half steps, and on the guitar that's one fret away, we will never have an interval that is wider than 2 frets apart. Well, of course, sometimes we will, but at least in the blues, we won't. We can always fit a note in between an interval of a minor third. So this is what I mean. Say you have a note right here on the 1st string, 3rd fret, and then the next note is on the 6th fret with the same string. So that interval is a minor third. That's the first interval that we find within a minor pentatonic scale. And these 2 notes are separated by 4 frets apart, right? Or 3, actually, 3. Yeah, 3. So we can fit within this interval between the 3rd and the 6th fret, we can fit another note. Now, which one is it? Is it the one on the 4th fret or the 5th fret? It's not going to be both, unless we're doing chromatic, but one of them is really going to be stable. So let's give that a try. Let's try the 4th. That clashes. Let's try the 5th. Yeah, there it is. That's the one. So this can happen anywhere on the fretboard. Anytime you have an interval of a minor third, okay, not anytime, but 99% of the time, you're going to be able to fit another note in there, the 2nd, minor 2nd, major 2nd. Now the terms don't matter that much. Just be aware that anytime you have that shape, you know, index pinky that I just played, you could probably either add a ring or a middle finger. Back to the zone of the fretboard we're using right here on strings 4, 3, and 2, we're going to be able to use that concept. So we have, you know, frets 3, 5, 3, 5, and then 3, 6. Okay, 3, 6, I could either fit a ring or a middle. Let's give that a try. Let's try the middle. That works, but we're going to give that a chance over the 2nd chord because sometimes surprises happen. It still works pretty well. If I played the 7th, different flavor. I don't like that. That's the one. You always need to try this over all the chords to avoid any surprises. So in this case, middle finger is going to work. And we discovered that because we really limited ourselves, and that's how we can hear things and extract all the secrets from a narrow position. So now we have one more note to play with. We have this one right here on the 2nd string, 4th fret. So let's try to create some words with that. Okay, simple word, right? I'm going to repeat that. Let's try to create a word with a new letter. Ooh. I'm gonna remember that sound. That's cool. And you start developing ideas like that. Let's repeat that. Remember, you're an actor still. Secret. Didn't hear the secret. Just try a little more. Still didn't hear it. Okay. Once you feel kind of stuck, you know, in that, once you feel that you're out of ideas, that's where you can slightly expand, maybe add another letter to this. That one right here, for example, which is outside of that zone. I'm playing on the 3rd string, 7th fret. I know that letter, 3rd string, 7th fret, is the same as the 2nd string, 3rd fret, but it's okay. It's just another area of the fretboard, and you're gradually covering other areas of the fretboard like that. But it doesn't have to start with, you know, covering the whole thing. No, just really extract the juice in a small area of the fretboard. That's really what will help you phrase and understand all those things. I got pretty lucky there, ending my thought with a backing track ending. This backing track in the charts could be downloaded. Please do that and really give this a chance. I know that some of you might think, oh, I already know my whole fretboard. I can sweep, I can tap, I can... Oh, limit yourself and see what kind of secrets you can extract from that. And don't forget, just put on your actor's hat. It really does help, tons. You know what else helps? This playlist, because this playlist teaches you how to play over single chords. It's the best way to extract the juice and find all new... I'm too excited about it. Click on this, I'll meet you right there. And remember, you can download the backing tracks below. Thanks for watching this. I'll see you next time. I'll see you here, actually.